They think everyone seeks forgiveness, redemption, a path out of the dark. But I don't. I never did. Not because I couldn't, because I wouldn't. Because I realized that the darkness everyone runs from is the only place where truth is born. They try to erase their past. I carved mine into my bones. Every mistake, every scar, every sin is part of me. Not a stain, a source of strength. I don't want salvation. I am not redeemed. I am unredeemed. And I wear that like a crown. I'm not the kind who kneels and weeps for mercy. If I've ever knelt, it was only to rise. I challenge the gods of this world, not with blasphemy, but with reality. I ask them, if I am wrong, then why am I still here? Why is it that every time you try to end me, I rose again, with darker eyes, harder heart, and a sharper reason to keep going? They judged me, over and over. But none of those verdicts broke me, because I never lived by rules written by people too scared to face their own shadows. I chose to stay guilty, because what shaped me wasn't prayer. It was pain. It was failure. It was the fall. And those weren't flaws. They were my foundation. I built my truth from my sins. And if that means I'm not worthy of grace, so be it. I don't want grace. I want dominion. They hide their sins, bury them, pretend they never happened. Not me. I remember everyone, because without them, I'd be nothing. They were my forge, my lessons, my rebirth. I've made mistakes, many. I've hurt and been hurt, and I've never apologized for surviving the way I did. My sins were never forgiven because I never asked for forgiveness. My sins are in my bloodstream. They're ink under my skin. They don't wash away because I never tried to wash them. People think repentance is freedom, but I've seen the emptiness in the eyes of the repentant. I embraced my sins. I didn't flee from them. I walked beside them, and they became my mentors, my gods, my only allies when the world turned away. I was never a good man, never tried to be. I chose truth over virtue, because virtue is a mask, but truth cuts, and I am that cut. My sin isn't my burden, it's my proof of life. I don't seek cleansing because I'm not dirty. I was never meant to be clean. I was built from soil, from fury, from error. And if I feel no remorse, it's because everything inside me was written in agony. I lived with my sin, grew with it, fought with it, and now I wear it, like armor, like skin. No one can weaponize what I've already claimed. I turned my shame into power, turned every fault into form. Now, when they see me, they don't see sin. They see the force that rose from it. I no longer ask, can I be forgiven? Because the answer doesn't matter. What matters is that even without forgiveness, I'm still standing. And the ones who bought heaven with charity still flinch at my shadow. I am not what they said I was. Not their lies, not their labels, not their whispers behind closed doors. They wrote my story without reading a single page. But that's fine. Let them pretend they know. I took their judgments and turned them into stone and climbed with them. Now the ones who stood on me are beneath me. I am not my past. I am what rose from it. The product of every wound that didn't break me. They tried to erase me from memory, from path, from voice. But you can't erase what you created with your own cruelty. I was built through mockery, through rejection, and now Every word I speak rattles their comfort, because the voice they tried to silence doesn't shout, it shakes. I turned exile into empire, isolation into authority, sin into identity. I'm not a hero, never was meant to be. I don't fit inside the golden frames of saints. I am shadow. I am the presence that won't be deleted. I didn't fight my past. I forged an army from it. Every pain, a soldier. Every scar, a flag. And now I march. Not for vengeance, not for grace, but for recognition. I won't change to be accepted. I'll be undeniable as I am. I don't seek to be purified. I seek to dominate, to rule over the same world that once tried to bury me. I am not clay. I am stone, and no one shapes me but me, without apology, without regret, without need for salvation. I never waited for forgiveness, because I never believed sin meant failure. They want to be clean, flawless, untouched. But I walk with my wounds. I breathe with my sins. I didn't want redemption. I wanted proof. Proof that you can live with your shadows and still build empires from them. I didn't apologize, because I had nothing to apologize for. If I bled, it was for survival. If I broke others, it was to remain whole. And now that I stand, unrepentant, unbent and proud, this is victory. Not in their game, in mine. I rejected their purity because I knew it was just fear, dressed in white, but I had no fear. I embraced myself, and now the world has to embrace me or fall aside. I'm not a hero. I'm not divine. I'm not forgiven. I'm the embodiment of guilt turned into grit. I didn't buy heaven. I built my own hell, and in it, I reign with my hands. My sin, my story. I was never saved, but I was never erased. I didn't need to be, because I remained. And if that makes me cursed, then I'll be the most sacred curse they've ever known.